Good evening. Live from the Great Hall Town Hall. It's the Wednesday, December 17th edition of the Advisory and Finance Committee. This meeting is likely to be conducted or will be conducted in a hybrid format with some participants attending physically and others attending virtually via a video conference application. This meeting will be airing on Comcast 9, Verizon 47, or on the local scene streaming channel, www.youtube.com/@Plymouth Meeting SLS. Any speaker giving public comment is allowed at up to 5 minutes in which to speak. Public comment can be made at the beginning or end of each meeting or in regard to a particular agenda item the speaker wishes to be heard on. The Zoom login information for anyone who wants to attend the meeting virtually, including members of the public who wish to give public comment, can use one of the following methods to do so. Join via the Zoom app. Download the Zoom meeting app on your device from zoom.com. Press join, then enter meeting ID 99529860638, and then use the meeting password of 100131. Or via the website, although it does require a microphone, go to zoom.us, click join a meeting, and again enter the meeting ID at 99529860638 and the meeting password 100131. Or you can join via telephone, which is voice only, by dialing 929-205-6099, entering the meeting ID 99529860638, and enter the meeting password 100131. So is there any other member of the public, either in person or virtually, who would like to make a comment? All right, well, seeing and hearing none, I will do the roll call, starting with Ms. Butler. Are you here?
I am here.
Mr. Dunn, I see you remotely.
Here.
Mr. Jacinto.
Here.
Ms. Keating could not make it this evening. I'm here. Mr. Malaguti.
Here.
Ms. O'Connor. Okay, not here. Mr. Pizarro.
Here.
All right. Mr. Ramey.
Here.
Mr. Renaud.
Here.
Ms. Richards. Says she was attending remotely, but has been under the weather. Mr. Snyder, not expected to be here. Ms. Tompkins.
Here.
Mr. Trudell.
Present.
And Mr. Vecchi.
Here.
I saw you remotely. Great. And how many do we have present? All right, we have 11, so we have a quorum. All right, at this time, I'd like to call Kristen Ford and Mr. Costello to the brief us on the fine work of the Legislative Oversight Committee on the open article inventory. And so, Mr. Costello, the floor is yours, as well as Ms. Ford. And I'll unmute you, Ms. Ford, here in just a minute.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members of the Board of Advisory and Finance, for inviting me here this evening, us here this evening. Our town administrative assistant, Ms. Ford, I believe, is on Zoom.
Yep.
And to get started, my name is Alan Costello. I'm a Precinct 10 town meeting member. But in tonight's capacity, I'm before you as the chairman of the Legislative Oversight Committee. Now, the Legislative Oversight Committee is a committee that sprung from the Committee of Precinct Chairs approximately 10 years ago. It was the hope of the committee at that time to start to see if we could find a system for tracking town meeting articles that had passed at local town meetings, and have some sort of vehicle for ourselves and the taxpayer to sort of monitor and pay attention and keep an eye on articles that made their way through the town process. Along the way, there were some starts and stops. It was difficult at some times. We were doing it, like I said, as a subcommittee on a volunteer basis. At the time, we didn't have any support from the town. We now do, and as I talk later about our presentation, that's probably the biggest reason we finally got to a point now where I think we have a very good body of work that town meeting members can use, residents can use, even a committee like yourselves could use. So over that 10 years, like I said, we had some starts and stops. We looked into a few articles. We chased down some information. We had a couple of presentations, and we followed a handful of articles.
Excuse me just a minute.
Yes.
Jeanette, is the presentation loaded, or should I try to share my screen? Okay, let me just see if I can share my screen. All right, hang on.
I should have started with that. I've been told, but has everyone received both the presentation and the spreadsheet that we put out to the Committee of Precinct Chairs? Okay, because the presentation is less important, it's just me talking, but the real meat and potatoes of the committee is the spreadsheet. And if we have that and we don't have it on the board, that's fine, but what we ended up doing, and we have a committee now, and I'd just like to name them now because, just quickly, not to take a lot of time, but the Legislative Oversight Committee now consists of about 8 people. Pat Alderman, Al Donato, Anthony Mayo, Tammy Bernardi, Everett Malaguti, myself, a member of your committee, Everett Malaguti is with us. So, our Select Board Liaison, Bill Cohan, who's in the room here tonight. We had some help for this final presentation, or this most recent presentation, from Precinct 10 Vice Chair, Joel Coffin. He really gave us a ton of help on the presentation and how to put together a very good presentation that covered all the bases. And then, like I said earlier, the real key to this whole thing was the town administrative assistant, Kristen Ford, who really did a ton of work. And we'll get into the spreadsheet, but just some quick numbers. Like I said, over 10 years, as different groups looked into these things, we would look at half a dozen articles that were going on around town. Stevens Field, maybe, the Manomet bathrooms. I, in my wildest dream, never, ever imagined there were over 200, you'll see on your spreadsheet, over 200 open articles. And we have Kristen to thank for that, because she, in conjunction with other town administrative assistants in the building, procurement, and she met with each and every department head. So this snapshot in time, May 31st of 2025, is the most current information across the board on town meeting articles that we've ever compiled, that we've ever, to the best of my knowledge, anyone's ever had their hands on. So what can we do with that information? Now, that's really the next step. And our hope is that this will continue to be updated now that we have a benchmark. Every town meeting, when we come out of a spring town meeting, a fall town meeting, shortly thereafter, all of those articles that town meeting members vote on will be uploaded and posted onto this spreadsheet. And then another interesting category, articles that get completed will drop off. Of the 200 that are here on May 31st, 36 of them technically could drop off. They've been completed at this stage. So it's a way for us to watch that and monitor that. Going even further than that, our hope is it's a tool that a town meeting member can use going into a town meeting. If there's some articles coming up at a recent or upcoming town meeting, we might be able to look back in the history and see if there's anything similar that's open, anything that didn't get finished, and use it as a tool. And I think that, quite honestly, your committee could use this information as a tool. You really are the first group that sees these articles from a financial standpoint. And although we, as the legislative oversight, got into and were concerned about the financial sides of these articles, we really settled on the status of the articles. The money had been approved. Some monies had been spent, some monies were still in reserve, but we wanted to know if the projects were getting done, if the taxpayer and the resident were seeing results, seeing things get completed. So that was the original plan 10 years ago. I think that with the help of the people I mentioned here in the last few minutes, the Legislative Oversight Committee has gotten there. And I think we have a very comprehensive list of projects and a tool that we can use going forward. With that, I know that the chair said there may be some questions. I wanted to thank the legislative oversight members that have worked in the last 10 years, because there were some trials and tribulations, there were some missteps, there was some things that set us back a little bit. But I think we've arrived, and I think we have a good tool at this time. So with that, if there's any questions, if that's what you'd like to hear, Mr. Chair, I could talk about it for an hour. I really enjoy what we've done and what the town now has at their disposal to use.
Oh, great. Before I open up to questions from the committee, I note that in last Springtown meeting, one town member, I think it was Geraldine Williams, when the town meeting was reviewing the police budget, made an amendment because there was $500,000 of unspent article funds, and that was a significant save to the taxpayer by redirecting those funds, which weren't going to be used into the operating budget. So, I mean, that's the kind of possibilities that are there. So we very much appreciate the work you've done. So I'll open up to any questions from the committee. Everett, go ahead. Mr. Malaguti, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, Alan, for coming tonight. It's been a pleasure working with you and the rest of the Legislative Oversight Committee. I do want to state that everything you stated tonight is exactly what we were trying to do, not just as a committee, but all the individuals in the committee at our own precincts, as well as our own constituents as well, too. I know I have been, before being on the legislative oversight, that we used to talk about Burke's Law constantly, and I became effectively the unofficial Burke's Law person on that. But the tracking mechanism that we have now, I think, is vastly overdue, and it's not just to help for the residents and the town meeting reps to look at to make decisions and to inquire updates. But I think it's also a better tool for the town employees and staff to actually look at what's still out there to make sure that projects are getting done, that we're not delaying things and having cost overruns that could be due to delays or to funding or projects that fall off the radar, but also to have better accountability. And if things do actually complete at or under the approved amount, so that money can be funneled into a new project. So again, thank you for having me on that committee, and it's a pleasure working with you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And you raised some great points. This document, now complete and continuing to be updated, will improve accountability, transparency, and how the town government works, how we all work together as a volunteer government. But your first point was very important, Burke's Law. This spreadsheet, there's no doubt it's very close to what we presently call Burke's Law. It tells you what's left for monies after jobs are completed or whatever status they are at today. But not a lot of people knew at this time how to find some of that information. And I think having a central location for all this data now, all in one place, with the financial, the Burke's Law part of it, and Everett's right. Everett was talking about Burke's Law 2-3 years before I even knew what he was talking about. And he was always on top of it. He always knew when monies were left over. And that was really sort of the genesis of this whole thing. Some people knew that. Some departments reported correctly, or not correctly, but they had a way of reporting. Others did not. And it was no one's fault. There was just no standardized setup. And now we got buy-in from the town. And again, I don't know if I stressed it enough, but not only the administrative assistant, but the town administration has really reached out to us and wants to work together. They see the benefit of this. You know, they don't want a bunch of committee members, asking questions about things. They want to bring everybody under the tent at the beginning. Everybody knows what's going on. And I can't say enough about the town's support in this last go-around. It's been terrific. And it's really put us over the top. And just quickly, one other thing that Everett said is there's been, over the years, changes in leadership in certain departments. And come to find out, there were some new department heads that didn't know they had monies sometimes at their disposal from previous articles from years ago. And there's one example of sort of a relatively small article, $40,000 for landscaping to finish a project. They were doing all the paperwork to get it on the warrant. Come to find out, someone said, geez, let me take a look. $35,000 already set aside for landscaping for that project. No one's fault, but it just sort of fell through the cracks. So go grab the money, do the project, done deal. So it's already paying off, and the dividends are already there in some places, and it'll continue as long as we, Committee of Precinct Chairs, Legislative Oversight, and others, make sure it stays current and use it. Thank you. But thank you, Everett. I appreciate that.
All right, any other questions, Mr. Ramey?
This is great. I want to start off by saying that I am going to be one of those committee members that has two annoying questions, I think.
That's fine. I'm like that. That's okay. No problem.
There are a number of blank lines on here, and I am wondering why. Okay.
What was the answer to that question?
It appears that they separate the departments.
Okay.
Some of the obvious blanks, correct, that those separate the different departments. I'm sure everyone understands it, but let me just quickly go over the spreadsheet. The first column is the department, all the departments listed throughout the town that would go in front of town meeting members looking for articles to be awarded. The second is a brief description of the article, how others might remember it. I don't want to cut you off, but what were the ones you were thinking about?
Well, so facilities has 4 breaks in it. More than that, actually. There's 4 on the first page. So about halfway down, you see a break, and then about 3/4 of the way down, there's a break, and then you see 2 more below that.
Yeah, now that you say it, there's several breaks, and actually, if through the chair, Kristen Ford would probably have the answer for that if she's available to jump in.
Ms. Ford?
Yes, sure. Thank you. Kristen Ford, Legislative Oversight Committee here. So, I see exactly what you're talking about. And so you can see that they're subbed out, like one for the first one for facilities says painting repairs. The next one would be HVAC repairs. Next one's fire alarm. So those all came under the same article. If you look at the next block that says 2022 9A19. So all of those were lumped together into one article for one total amount. And so I broke it out so that I could see which facility they were for and which subcontracting use they were for. So like I said, painting or HVAC or fire alarm, and then they're broken into where they were, whether it's animal shelter would be the first under painting, Memorial Hall, Visitor Center. So they were, I believe is what visit is for, but don't quote me on that, but they were broken out. So I didn't want to lump the total together, but is that a clear explanation of why they were separated?
Yeah, I see that now. They're all the same article. They're just different line items that are the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
And then my other.
Go right ahead, yeah.
Yeah, so it was updated on May 31st, but then there were obviously more updates when something was closed later. So when would you consider something an update that would make a new version of this, I guess?
Great question.
Yes. So The final day was May 31st, so as of that day, it was either complete, in progress, out to bid. It's a little unfortunate how we had to work in time because obviously a lot of the subs work over the summer months. But we had to have a hard stop somewhere just to make it fair and equal. So the plan though for the completed portion of the project is actually to start a new tab at the bottom of my spreadsheet where they'll roll over and not actually be lost. They'll just be as of the May 31st complete. So those 35 that Alan was speaking about will move to a new page with that date so that we'll have a record as we're moving forward when they wrapped up. Not sure if that answers your question, but, and then what we decided to do is add the spring and the fall. Right now, that's what I'm working on, is removing the complete, adding them to the new page, which will be a new complete page for you to reference. And then by department, adding in the new fall and the spring articles. And then we will start in January reviewing, updating the board again. And probably mid-February, early March, start the interview process again with each of the department heads to get current information, which will again have a hard stop May 31st and be reported for June.
Awesome. So it sounds like once a year, there will be a new version of this that will get updated for a year.
Yeah, what I hope is, the document in front of you has 2024 in the past, everything going back, and some of these go back to 2011, 2013, whatever, but 2024 is the most current. To Kristen's point, the middle of the first quarter of 26, we hope to populate this spreadsheet with all of 25, the spring town meeting that we've already had, and 25, and the fall town meeting we just came out of. So in the first quarter, you'll see that introduced. And then going forward, both June and November of each year will populate those years, 27, 28 going forward. And we have support from the town, and Kristen just touched on this, that we would get updates on each and every project that we ask for on this spreadsheet twice a year from town department heads. And we're sort of probably going to follow the same calendar of June and November. It's shortly after a town meeting. And so you'll see this, if everybody stays vigilant, you'll see this, a living document changing every year, at least twice a year. And the other thing I wanted to mention with this document, having been presented last month, 6 weeks ago maybe at COPC, it was interesting. Your board reached out. Other boards have reached out. Other people have reached out. So the hope is, if there's ideas or changes that people see would be beneficial, we're all for it. The beauty I see is that, at least right now, we sort of have a clearinghouse of everything from the past. But there's probably smarter minds that can figure a better way to put it to use. So we're all ears for that, and we hope it's a collaborative effort by everyone involved, because I think we all stand to make out if this is working right, if this is working correctly.
Great, thank you. Any other committee members have a question or comment? Yes, Mr. Malaguti.
Thank you. I just have one more, and that was, this is directed to Ms. Ford, based upon the comment that you stated that you're going to have a new tab on there, that everything that's completed will move over to that. So it's technically falling off of the main document, but it'll be still available to look at to see completed projects. The one question is, with the completed projects, if they have remaining balances still, when it goes to that next tab, could there be in the comment or notes stating return to free cash or return to enterprise fund, something like that, so that we can see where any remaining funds went, so that the public knows that it's not just still sitting out there, but it moved to a specific account?
Yes, I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Well, I want to close by saying I had actually gotten a hold of Jeanette and Lynn, knowing that Mr. Malaguti would want to be talking about the Burke's Law report and was asking for a report that, or seeing what was available. And they said, we have nothing like that, but do you know all the work that the LOC's been doing? And so that's ultimately led to getting your invite here tonight. And I also personally just want to commend that team for pulling this together. It's a great effort and probably took a lot of work. And Ms. Ford for your support. So thank you all very much, and thank you so much for coming to tonight's meeting.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to working together because I think we can, like I said, do some good things with this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me too. Appreciate it.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, on to minutes for prior meetings. Has everyone on the committee had an opportunity to review the minutes for October 1st, 2025? Any questions, corrections, any discussion among the members? All right, let's see. Ms. Butler, would you care to move the minutes of October 1st?
I move the minutes of October 1st.
Mr. Dunn, would you care to second that?
Second.
All right. Is there any discussion among the board, the committee? All right, seeing and hearing none. Ms. Butler, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Abstain.
All right, Mr. Jacinto?
Yes.
Mr. Malaguti?
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro?
Yes.
Mr. Ramey?
Yes.
Mr. Renaud?
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins?
Yes.
Mr. Trudell?
Abstain.
All right, Mr. Vecchi?
Abstain.
All right, where are we at? All right, 7 yeses, 3 abstentions, the motion carries. On to the movement minutes of October 18th at 7 a.m. in the morning, just before town meeting. Are there any questions, corrections, or discussion around those minutes? All right, let's see. Mr. Malaguti, would you care to make a motion? Were you there?
I was not there.
Okay, what?
I was not at that meeting.
All right, that's fine. All right, Mr. Pizarro.
So moved.
All right, Mr. Ramey.
Second.
Okay, great. Yeah. We got a first and a second. All right, is there any discussion among the committee? All right, seeing and hearing none, Ms. Butler.
Yes.
Yes, for Ms. Butler. Mr. Dunn?
Abstain.
All right. Mr. Jacinto?
Yes.
Yes, from Mr. Jacinto. Mr. Malaguti?
Abstain.
All right. Mr. Pizarro?
Yes.
Mr. Ramey?
Yes.
Mr. Renaud?
Abstain.
All right. Ms. Tompkins?
Yes.
Mr. Trudell?
Abstain.
Mr. Vecchi?
Yes.
All right. 6 yeses, 4 abstain. The motion carries. All right. So I just thought I'd take a moment to see if anybody wanted to talk about anything that happened at the fall meeting. I think most of our recommendations were, for the most part, carried. Any particular comments one way or the other? All right. Moving right along. Audit Subcommittee update. Mr. Ramey.
Yep, a brief update. So on December 2nd, Ms. Barrett, the finance director, received the draft report from CBiz for 2024 and has been reviewing it, and has also requested the documents that she needs for our new audit company. And the new audit company has been here for the past 2 weeks and will be here through the rest of the month doing some testing and interviews and reviewing documents. And the audit subcommittee will reconnect with her in January to review how that all went.
Will this committee be seeing some version of the CBiz report?
I would expect to.
Okay, if you could track that down, that would be helpful, please.
I will.
And maybe we'll have it on the agenda for next month. Okay, thank you. Committee liaison updates, Mr. Dunn, school budget.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At a meeting with the budget subcommittee of the school committee to discuss the budget and the budget presentation coming up. And we also, Emily and I attended the school committee meeting on Monday with the superintendent's budget presentation. So we're looking forward to meeting with them and going through the budget, although there are a few things that I think will lead to some potential issues down the road where they're having to pull a lot of money from some revolving funds that will not have that same money available for next year's budget and will need to come from somewhere. So I think that's something that we need to pay attention to moving forward that I would flag from Monday's meeting, but we're looking forward to going through the budget with them.
All right, so again, Mr. Dunn is the committee liaison to the schools budget subcommittee, and he will also be chairing the A&F school budget subcommittee, just to keep things nice and confused. All right, thank you, Mr. Dunn. Any questions for Mr. Dunn? Public comment, anything like that? Okay. On to capital committee, Ms. Butler. Anything to report?
Not yet, we haven't had a meeting.
Okay, thank you. Aren't you the liaison to the capital committee? They have not had a meeting yet? Okay, thank you.
It's not till January.
All right, thank you. On to climate action net zero, Mr. Malaguti, liaison.
Thank you. I was not able to attend our last meeting, but I do have some updates from that committee. We have received a grant for the project on Water Street, which is the parking lots for East Bay Grow Lobster Hut area for a tree canopy cover project, which is going to enhance beautification, but also reduce urban heat island in that vicinity. And it was, I believe, a $100,000 grant that we received from the state not long ago for that as well. I am one of the members on that committee tasked with helping with solar and electric vehicle access for the North Plymouth community, hence me living in that area, but also highly involved with the steering committee as well in that area. And as well, while I was not in attendance of that meeting, I probably heard last night that the committee voted against the proposed regulations for e-bikes, stating that it was in direct competition with the effects of the climate action plan for increasing electrification and modes of transportation that would be non-vehicular in nature. And those are what I have so far. I don't want to state anything else because it would be for the next committee, but I'll introduce for that.
Thank you. And Mr. Malaguti is also our liaison to the recycling committee. Any update for that committee?
Yeah, so with the enormous success of the swap shop, or the stop and swap as it's called, I would like to give a large thanks to our chair Ken Stone and our member Keith Tibbetts, who both had tremendous effort in actually getting this off the ground and to where it is today, as well as a shout out to Sustainable Plymouth that did a tremendous job with helping us create volunteers for the events, as well as helping us get other materials involved with getting the word out, and also the designs for the actual signs for it. We are taking on the recycling committee action to do organics collection at the transfer station, as well as working on a process to have a organics collection and program for composting within the school system. And we have had introductory meetings with the food services and the business manager for that. We are also looking at a ranking sheet for all the priorities that the committee members have. We have, I believe, probably about 25 different priorities that all the members wanted to focus on, and we have a ranking sheet that has been developed, and we're going through that to actually have our top 3 to 5 priorities for the next year scoped out, and we'll be basing them off of compatibility with the climate action plan, as well as better feasibility of those. And we hope to get through all of them, but we'll go where ease of application and funding is available and ready for those.
Great, thank you very much. All right, any further discussion on committee liaison updates? All right. The precinct caucus schedule questions is, I had that on there by mistake, my bad. But it's now on to budget subcommittee update. You all have had your assignments. I will say that the noise was practically zero in terms of the horse trading that goes on after the assignments are made. So everybody's clear about their assignments, and with that, then I think I want to turn to Jeanette in just a moment and review the A and F calendar. There's some important dates I think she wants to talk about, particularly, I guess the warrant closed today, did it? And how many articles do you have any idea yet?
I don't.
Okay, that's fine. But there are a couple of key dates. Jeanette, do you want to go through them? Do you mind going through them?
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
Are you referring to the subcommittee dates or?
Well, I think one is when we'll get the budget books, and two, I think we're going to prod the subcommittee chairs to work with you to get their meetings set sooner rather than later. But I don't want to steal your thunder. So a couple of key dates here.
Okay, so on Tuesday, January 13th, will be the joint budget meeting with the Select Board, School Committee, and the Advisory and Finance. That is the official day that the Select Board hands over the budget to the Advisory and Finance. We have a meeting the following evening, Wednesday, the 14th. You will receive your budget binders that evening. And then starting on January 15th through the 30th are ideal times to schedule your subcommittee meetings. Everybody should have gotten their contact for the different departments so that you could start to schedule them now. Once you have scheduled it, if you just shoot me an email with the date and time and location, and then and if you don't have a location, I can assist you with finding a meeting room here. Whether you're going to do it in person or Zoom. There are 2 dates that the local scene would prefer that you didn't book them if you're planning to have them do it live. I will email you those 2 dates. I just had a Zoom with Dave early this afternoon, and I haven't got around to sending those 2 dates out. You can use them, you just can't have it here in this room and have it live. So, and then
Also, as a reminder, January 12th, I believe, is MLK Day. And is that the right date? Is it the 19th or the 12th? Maybe it's the 19th. But just be mindful of that holiday.
oh,
That's all.
and you all know that town meeting has been pushed off to April 11th. Okay.
So the other important date is the budget subcommittees are due back to Jeanette and I on February
9th.
but there's no penalty for submitting them early.
Right.
And then at next month's meeting, we'll be talking about a proposed format for those subcommittee reports. All right, any questions on the calendar? Anything like that? You guys are easy tonight. All right, well, we're at the next phase for final opportunity from public comment from any members of the public, either here or via Zoom. Is there anyone who would like to comment in the public? I see no one here. and virtually. So with that, I think we get to the favorite motion of the night. But before we do that, one of our colleagues, Mr. Snyder, is going in for a significant medical procedure on Friday, so please keep him in your thoughts. And secondly, I just want to say that I've enjoyed my chairmanship so far, and I really appreciate the support of all of you, and I wish you all and your families a peaceful holiday, a joyous new year, and well-deserved break until next January. So on that note, would anyone care to make a motion to adjourn? Ms. Tompkins, is there a second in the room by chance? Mr. Trudell, did you make that second? All right, we have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing and hearing none. Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Mr. Jacinto?
Yes.
Mr. Malaguti?
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro?
Yes.
Mr. Ramey?
Yes.
Mr. Renaud?
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins?
Yes.
Mr. Trudell?
Yes.
And Mr. Vecchi?
Yes.
All right, well, we're adjourned.